Hey guys, so here I am again with another exciting tutorial. I've created a portfolio using Bootstrap and just a little bit of JavaScript. So let's see how our portfolio is looking like. The very first thing you call on the top of our web page is our navbar, which is really awesome. I love its shadow. And the fun part about this navbar is that when we scroll our web page and reach to a certain section, it just automatically selected it before you notice that it was in home, and after that when we reach to about section it just selected automatically. So after the banner section, navbar, we have banner section. By the way, if you don't know my name is Sajjad Nuri, and I'm not a full stack developer, but I hope that one day I could be. And these buttons here, which are really simple to create something like this. And all of my tutorials I mentioned, if you want to have access to these types of images, you can have a head over on websites like Many Pixels, and there are also other websites which called Unsplash and Pixels, and you can have a head over on those websites and have access to high quality images. So after the banner section, we have our about me section with here you can introduce yourself and what are you doing, and things like that. So I put some dummy text, but you can put real text here. And also this image here, I told you that you can get this from a website called Many Pixels. So after this section, we have a scale section that I've used a little JavaScript here. And after this, we have education, my education, and I put some, I don't know what are these called, some websites, and I decided to create something like that for you guys, and it's really looking awesome. So after this section, we have our portfolio section, which here you can put things you have done before or a project that you have done. So I just put some dummy images, but you can use images related to your portfolio. So I also put some animation on when we just scroll our mouse on images, it just hover this like this. So after this section, we have our favorites, my favorite section, which is services, and that I really love the way that I put images on the background of websites. Look at how nicely it's just looking. And for the first time, I've used Fun Awesome on the websites, on the projects that I'm doing on YouTube. So it's really looking awesome. And make sure that you put the images that are related to your portfolio, not like mine that I put an agriculture, a nature picture while my portfolio is about being full of stack. Don't do it like that. So after this section, we have our theme section, which I've used cards here, and after this section we have our client says about me. It's not a section you just introduce or put your clients, that what your clients told about you, and you can easily change these. I've used cursor here, which is so simple to create something like that using Bootstrap. So after this section, we have our contact us section, which I put some, a simple form here that it's really simple to create using Bootstrap. And at the end, we have our footer, which is, I think, amazing. And you can here put social media icons. I will do it in my project, while we've done this project, but for the sake of this tutorial, I didn't that. So I told you that the usage of Bootstrap is to make your website responsive, and it's so simple to create websites using Bootstrap that are responsive. You could see that when I just decrease the size of the browser, you could see that it just changed to a hamburger menu, and you can drop it, and you could see that still things are organized and nothing changed, and still everything is looking fine. So let's create something like this, but before doing that, hit that subscribe button to my YouTube channel. So here I'm in Visual Studio Code, and this is the code editor that I'm gonna use for the sake of this or creating this website. And inside of Visual Studio Code, I've already created a folder called portfolio using Bootstrap, and inside this I put some images that I got from those websites that I mentioned before, portfolio, Pixels, Many Pixels, and Unsplash. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna create our very first index.html file. So I just say index.html. So after this, here I'm just gonna type HTML. And if you just press on HTML5, it's just gonna generate this boilerplate for you guys. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna put a responsive portfolio. So after this, because I'm using Bootstrap, we have to set it up to use Bootstrap. To do so, I'm gonna go inside my browser, and I've already opened up the Bootstrap website, which you could see here, getbootstrap.com. And here I'm gonna access its CDN, which is CSS CDN, and it's bundle CDN. So the link that I'm gonna copy is this one. So I'm just gonna copy this out from here, and before or after the title, you can put it anywhere you want. And after that, we also have to get its JavaScript. So when I scroll down, and the link that I'm needing is this one. So I'm just gonna grab it from here and paste it down here. There we go. This simple. We just set up Bootstrap, and we can easily now use Bootstrap in our website. So the very first thing that we're gonna do here is to create our navbar here. It's real simple to do so. I just come here and put a comment and say navbar section start. I just used to do things like that, and ends. And between these, I'm gonna create our navbar. So to do so, I'm gonna go inside the Bootstrap website. From the Bootstrap website, scroll down, we have here something. If you have a powerful connection, you can search here, but I don't want to. Just my connection is really sucked right now. So here we have components, and inside the components we have something called navbar. So I'm going to click on navbar and just redirect us to navbar. And the navbar that I've used in this project is this one, not this one. It was in the top. Yes, this one. So I'm just gonna grab it from here, and I'm gonna go here, and between these comments, I'm gonna paste it down. So now we have to open this project on a browser. To do so, I've already installed a package here called Live Server, which is this one. And using this, you will be able to just right click on your HTML file and open the Live Server, and just open it up on the browser, and you don't have to refresh your browser all the time to get the changes. So what I'm gonna do here, you can see that we have the navbar, but we need a little customization. To do so, I just come here, and what is that? So replace of BG light, we need a BG light, but I'm gonna give it a little shadow. So just say shadow, and fixed to the top. So I just say fixed top. It just stack like this. When you just even you scroll your web page, you can see that we have still our navbar here. That's why they use property, I mean a class here called fixed top. I don't know if it's top fixed or fixed top. Let me check. It's fixed top, yes. So after this, we don't need container fluid. We only want container, and also replace of navbar. I mean inside the brand class, I'm just gonna put Enjoy Learn, which is our YouTube channel name. So after this, over here we have the home, and I'm gonna get rid of this active states, I mean active class, and replace of these features, we're gonna put our custom nav link. So after the about, I mean home, we have about section, and after about we have our portfolio. So just say folio, and then we don't need this disable link, so I'm just gonna get rid of this and copy this out and paste it down here, and replace of portfolio, I'm just gonna pass services. I'm really happy because now I'm using services to replace of services. It was really hard to say services replace of services. Then we have our team, so just say team, and at the end we have contact. So I'm just gonna pass contact here. Awesome. I'm gonna save it and go to the browser, and it's looking like this. We need to move these things to the right side. To do so, here you have to move, I mean scroll up, and in collapse just put justify content, replace of around, and now you'll see that it just nicely moved to the right side. So and we need a little custom CSS. To do so, I'm gonna go inside our Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to create our style.css file. So I just say style.css, and you need to make sure that your CSS file is connected with your HTML. So after this link, don't put it before the Bootstrap link. So here I just say link, and it's gonna link us to style.css. So inside the style.css, I'm gonna select everything and put a font family for it. So I just say font family, and our font family is cursive, which is really a nice font that you could use on your website. And then I'm gonna select the navbar brand. So I just say navbar brand, and the navbar brand is this one, this hold using navbar brand class. And inside this, I'm gonna give it a little font size, which is 23 pixel. Then I'm gonna select the navbar itself. So I just say navbar brand, and also we're gonna select the from the navbar. So I just say navbar, and select the ULs, and here we're just gonna give it a little padding, which is 10 pixels from the top and bottom and 0 from the sides. And now you'll see that it's just looking exactly like our previous project is looking like. So now we're successfully done with our math bar section, and it's responsive. You don't have to worry about it, and it's really looking awesome and easy to create. So after this section, we have our banner section. To create our banner section, I just come inside our index.html file, and after the banner, the navbar section, I'm just come here and say, put a comment and say banner section start, and banner section in. I don't know, I feel like that I used navbar or place of banner. I'm sorry for this section called banner. And inside banner, what I'm gonna do is to create our section. So I just say section, and I'm gonna give it a class. I just say class, and its class name is gonna be banner, and I'm gonna give it a background of light. And inside this, as usual, we have to create our container. And inside this container, I'm gonna create a row. So just say row, and this row gonna have the padding of 5 from the top and bottom. Y means give it padding from the top and also bottom. So inside this, we have to create our column. So I just say col, and medium size is just gonna takes 7 columns of our websites. And inside this, I'm gonna put an each one. And here, I'm just gonna grab these text from here. Oh, we have to scroll up. Come on, baby. I hate it because my computer is really so slow. When I get rich and my YouTube channel grow, I promise you that I will buy a really high quality computer. So I'm just gonna paste it down here. And after this each one, what do we have? We have 2 buttons. So to create these buttons, I'm just gonna say button, and I'm gonna give it a custom class. I just say class and joybtn. Our button class names are joybtn. So after and we have to pass something inside its inner HTML. So I just say hire me, and then I'm gonna duplicate this out one more time, and here I'm just gonna put another one and say get CV. And we need to change also its class. Its class name is CVBTN. And we have to make sure that we are out of this column, because we need to create one more column. And out of this column, I just come here and say, and medium size is just gonna take 5 columns of our websites. And inside this, we're just gonna use an image, and our image is inside the images folder, and its name is banner image dot SVG actually. So just say SVG, and give this class for your images, because it just makes it looks better. W100, which means width of 100. Now if we take a look, it's just looking like this. We need to bring these things at the center of our web page. To do so, I'm gonna go inside our style.css file, and before bringing it to the center, I'm gonna select the banner, and I'm gonna give it a height. So I just say height, and a height gonna be 141 rem. And after this, I'm gonna use position absolute to bring everything to the center. So I select the banner, and from the banner container, select the container and set its position to absolute to just we can easily move it around. And then I'm gonna set it from the top 50 percentage, and from the left side it's gonna be 50 percentage. Now you'll see that it just came at the center of a website, but we have to fix this out, and we also lost the image. So to fix this, I just come here and select the body, let's say overflow. From the X side gonna be hidden. So after this, we have to set its transform translate. So I just say transform translate from the X direction gonna be minus 50 percentage and minus 50 percentage. That just makes things to come at the center of a web page exactly. And now if I'm refreshing, you will see that it just at the center. Now if I come here and put a class name here and say align item to the center, and it just makes it come at the center more. I don't know what was the problem, but I wasn't able to use FlexBox. That was the reason that I've used position here. So we're also successfully done with our banner section, and we have to style these buttons here. So before styling those, I'm gonna set a little font size for this each one here. So I'm gonna go inside our style.css file, and from the banner I'm gonna select the each one. I'll also do I have any H2? No, I don't have. So let me check, maybe we have something else. I've used H2 here, so replace of that I'll put everything at one each one. So inside the each one I'm gonna give it a font size, and it's gonna be 4 rem, and it just makes it a little bigger. So then we have to style our button. The first button I'm gonna style is Joy BTN, which is the first button, and I'm gonna give it a little padding of 10 pixels from the top and bottom, and 30 pixels from the sides. Background of black, so I just say black, and then its color gonna be white because it's not gonna be visible. And I'm gonna get rid of the border, and then set its font weight to bold, not bolder, just bold. And it just looked like this. And then we have to style our next button. So just come here and select the CV button, and here I'm gonna set its font weight to bold, and I used to put bolder, and I'm gonna give it a padding of 9 pixels from top and bottom and 30 pixels from the side, and its background gonna be transparent, even though you can put white color here, no way. And now, yes, it's looking the way that our banner looks here. So after the banner section, we have about me section. So to create the about me section, I'm gonna go inside our index.html file, and after the banner section, I'm gonna put a little space here. Then I'm gonna put a comment here and say about section start and about section ends. And between these comments, I'm gonna create our section, which has the class of about, and also I'm gonna give it an ID. So I say ID, and its ID is about. Well, for this ID, because in our main section I forgot to show you, if I just click on portfolio nav right, and it just takes us to portfolio, and if I click on services, it just takes us to services. If I click on team, it just takes us to the team section. So, and I put its ID for that reason too. So here in our nav for brands, nav for links, I just come here and also put those two. About, this is gonna refer to portfolio section, the type portfolio well, and this one gonna be services, and this one gonna be team, and the last one gonna be contact. So after this, I'm here, and I was about to create our about section. So as usual, create its container, and inside the container I'm gonna put an each one here, and I'm gonna give it a class of title because when I use this class most of the time. And here I'm just gonna say about me, and After this each one, if you want, you can put a p tag, but I'm not gonna do that. And you can put a little detail about the about me. And here I'm gonna create a row and align items to center. And inside this, what I'm gonna do is to create our column, which in medium size, it just kind of takes, how many columns is gonna take? 7 columns of our website. So then inside this, I'm gonna put an image, which our image is inside the images folder, and its name is about u.svg. And don't forget to put the class of width 100. So I just say class width of 100. Then after this column, you have to put these contents. We have, oh God, come on, baby. We have these contents here to create these. Make sure that you're out of this column. So I just come here and say column. In medium size, it's gonna take 5 columns of our website because I got 7 for the image. So you can use, you should be careful that you do not use numbers. I mean, the columns that gets higher from 12, else it's gonna flow down to the next line. I mean, it just directly create another row. So inside this column, what I'm gonna do is to create an each one, and actually, yes, it's an each one, and see, let me introduce myself. Oh, it was so hard to type. Then I'm gonna put a p tag, and inside this p tag, I'm gonna put some lorem. If you are using Visual Studio Code, you just can type lorem and choose the number of characters that you want to generate, words. So I'm gonna just, so do not select that, and you will see that it just generates something like this. And after this, we have a button, I guess. So I just say button, and I'm gonna give it a class of enjoy bt, and to look like this button right here, and the button that we've created before on the banner section. So then I'm gonna also give it a little shadow. So I just say shadow, and inside that senior HTML, I just say download CV. Yes, now I'm gonna save it and take a look in a browser, scroll down. Yes, it's just looking fine. The only thing that we have to design is this about me section using your custom CSS file. So inside this CSS, I just come here and say that each one that contains the class of title, we want to give it a padding of 3 rem from the top and bottom, but 0 from the sides. Then align it to the center. So I just say text align to the center. Then we have to put its position to relative. I'll put this position to relative because we have this line under it. Oh, why just have a button? Oh, I say that it has a bar there. I just select it and put. So here in about me section, you see that this we have this line to create that. For the sake of this, I put its position to relative because later I'm gonna create an something like this using pseudo classes of after, and put its position to absolute. So I just come here and say select the h1 which has the title class and put an after pseudo class on it. And here what I'm gonna do is to put its content to nothing, but I'm gonna set its position to absolute. Then I'm gonna give it a width of 10 rem, height of only 3 pixel, and after that I'm gonna give it a background. So background gonna be light gray, and let's see how is it looking. I'm gonna go here, and you will see that we have this line here, but we want it to be under this because we've used position absolute. We have access to the property of left, so I'm gonna say left. From the left side are gonna be 50%, and from the top it's gonna be 7 rem. Now we have to give get rid of the translate, so you just come here and say transform translate, and it's gonna be minus 50% from the top and bottom. I mean from the x direction, if I used to save top and bottom and minus 50 minus 50 percentage from a y direction. Now you'll see that we have this line Android, which is really looking awesome, and we don't have to fix anything else in About Me section. After the About Me section, let me check what do we have here. We have skills, which is belong to our what I called our our it belong to About section. So I just came inside our index.html file, and you need to make sure you are out of this container. Let me check if it's out of this container. Yes, it is. And here I'm gonna put a scale comment, a scale start, a scale end, and inside this I'm gonna create an each one, and I'm gonna give it a class of title, and inside its inner HTML I just say scale. And after just each one I'm gonna create a div, so I just say a container, and also I'm gonna set its display to flex and justify content to center. So inside this we have to create a row to put these things. So I say row, and inside this row we have to create a column, which in any site is just gonna take 12 columns of our website. Then here I'm gonna create a div here, and this div gonna have the class of percentage wrapper, percentage per, yes, here you need to put the R here, and I don't know if it's a star with S. No, it's a star with C. Yes, it's fine. So after this we have to put our percentage here, so just say div, and I'm gonna give it the class of percentage, and this was the percentage wrapper, this is the percentage itself, and inside this I'm gonna put HTML, and after that I'm gonna create a span, so I just say span, and inside this span we're gonna pass the percentage of the scale that you have in any programming or any markup language. Now I want to duplicate this for a couple of times. To do so in Visual Studio Code, you have to press Shift Alt down, and this one is for CSS, JavaScript, Node.js, React, and Bootstrap, and we have to change these percentages. For example, I'm gonna put 90 here, for this one 80, for this one I'm gonna put 95. I'm not even sure which one I'm selecting, and this one gonna be for example 40, and the last one gonna be something like 60. So now we also have to change these things. This one gonna be CSS, and I hate this. And after this I'm gonna put JavaScript, and after JavaScript we have Node.js, I guess. So yes, I have Node.js, and this one gonna be React. I really hate React, they just create a spaghetti. And the last one is Bootstrap. And now let's see how it's looking. We have it like this, and we need to style this using our custom CSS file. I mean, not using our custom CSS file, but using our using about our JavaScript. So but before doing that, I noticed something here, that the text in About section is this one is light gray. To fix that, when I come inside the style.css file and select the About, and from the About select the p tag and just set its color to RGB color, and it is 109, 109, and 109. Now you will see that it just changed to that color. And to fix these, I'm gonna go, we have to fill this its background. So I just come here and select the percentage wrapper. So I just say percentage wrapper, and from the percentage wrapper I'm gonna set its width to 220 rem. We don't want it to, it takes our 15 columns, even though we got it, but we don't want it to just cover that up. So it is actually m, not rem. And then I'm gonna select the percentage itself. So I just say percentage, and I'm gonna give it a background of black, black, then color of white, and margin of 2 pixels from all the sides. Then you'll see that I just fill everything up. And we need to fill this using JavaScript. To do so, I'm gonna do it at the end of the tutorial. Now I'm not gonna do it because it will just mess me up, and I will do it at the end of the tutorial. Don't worry about it. We will create something like this, and after this section we have my education section. It's just another section. It's belong to about me section. So you need to make sure that you are out of this container, and here not inside the scale, outside the scale, and I'm gonna put a comment and say my education section. I'm so worried if I do spelling mistakes because there are too many English teachers, I mean jobless English teachers on the internet. And here I'm just gonna put and inside this I'm gonna create a div, and inside this div, so let me check what I did. Oh, I put a div here, and I think that I'm inside the container of education, my education. Yes, I'm here. So I'm gonna create a div here and give the class of container for it, and I'm gonna create a row here, and inside this I'm gonna create that in medium size. It's just gonna take 6 columns of our website, then text to the center, which makes our text come as the center of our web page. Then I'm gonna create another div here and call it education, and inside this I'm gonna put an each tree here and say web design. Oh, I'm lazy. I'm gonna copy this out from here and come here and paste it down. Then after this section, did I create row and column? Yes, I did. So after the each tree here, I'm gonna put a p tag here and generate some lorem here. So after this, we're gonna create another columns of our websites. Before creating our columns of our websites, we have to create these balls and this here. So I mean this I just call this one a ball. So after the inside the education, and we need to make sure that we are inside education. Let me check. Yes, we are inside education. So I'm gonna create a div here, and I'm gonna this a class name of ball and also ball1, because we need to change its color later. I'm gonna put nothing here, but we're gonna fill this up using our CSS. Then I want to copy this link, this column from here, copy this out and paste it down one more time. I'm sorry if I'm talking low because it is 1:20 and I don't want to disturb my parents and wake them up. So we also have to change its title here, so I'm just gonna grab it from here and paste it here, and this one gonna be ball 2. That's all. Now save it and take a look. It's just looking like this, and it just didn't take the style of each tree. So my education. So I'm gonna install that using our custom CSS file. It's just looking fine. We need the only thing that we need here is the custom CSS file. My education, user experience. We have to put a title for it. So the title that I got for this one is in a container with a class of title. It's each one with a class of title, and inside its inner HTML we're just gonna say education. Capitalize this one. Yes, it's fine now. So I'm gonna install this one here. To do so, go inside our custom CSS file, and from here select the education, and from the education select border left and give it a border left of solid 2 pixel, and its color gonna be black. And you'll see that we have let me save it. We have a border to the right side of this. Then we have to create those balls. To create those balls, before doing that, I'm gonna set this position to relative, because if I type relative, well, I'm gonna feel like that I'm really learning JavaScript. I mean, coding. And here I put education. Then we have to create the balls. So I'm gonna select the education, and from the education, select both of the balls. And here what I'm gonna do is to give it a width of 50 pixel and also height of 50 pixel. Then to make it round, we're gonna use border radius. So I just say border radius, and its border radius gonna be 50% because we just want it to look like a ball. Then I'm gonna give it a border. So say border, and the border gonna be solid 3 pixel, not 30 pixel, and the color gonna be black. Then from the left side, it's gonna be minus, let me, before doing that, show you how it's looking. You will see that we have the balls here. Because it don't have any background color, you can't see it, but I'm gonna do it too. So I'm gonna select the ball 1 and give it a background of orange. And for the ball 2, I'm gonna give it a background of orange and red. Yes. You still can't see nothing because maybe we didn't give it exact class name. Ball, did I type ball well? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. We have ball 1, ball 2. I save it also. I didn't give it any background here. So I'm gonna give it a background of red for now to just make it visible red. Yes, come on, baby. Oh God. So let me just give, maybe it is somewhere that I can't see. Let me check here. No, it isn't here. So I'm gonna set this left and top and left. It just gets fine. From the top side, it's gonna be minus 36 pixel, and from the left side, actually we didn't set its position to absolute. That's the reason that we can't see it. And from the left side, it's gonna be minus 25 pixel, and we also have to give it, I should do that at the first of our web page. So I just say, first of the class, position to absolute. Now you can see it easily. And you will see that if I just refresh it and scroll down, nothing is not here because education. Did I type education well? So from the education, this one, select, I'm gonna put this here to make sure I do not make any spelling mistakes. Yeah, you can still see it here. I don't know why. So let me check. I got its border radius. This education, the ball isn't inside the education. That's the reason. So I just takes the ball divs inside the education. Yes, now it gets visible, and it's looking like this. And we also have to change one of its background to orange red. Replace of the background red from here. We're gonna give this background to it, and you will see that it just looks fine now. Awesome. So after the education section, everything is fine. Let me check it one more time. Nothing is not wrong here. So, and you could put a little padding here, education. Well, it seems to me that I typed it wrong. So after this section, after the education section, let me see what do we have here. We have our portfolio section. So to create a portfolio section, I'm gonna go inside our index.html file, and after the about me section, I'm gonna put a comment here and say portfolio section start and portfolio section end. And inside this, we have to create our section with a class of portfolio. And then I'm gonna give margin from the top and bottom of 5 and the ID of portfolio. And inside this, as usual, we have to create our container and then create our title. Each one with class of title, and give the inner HTML of portfolio for it. Then after this each one, I'm gonna create a row, then I'm gonna put some columns here. So to create the columns, I just say dot, and then in the medium side, it's just gonna take three columns of our website. Then I'm gonna give it a custom class of image wrapper. And inside this, what I'm gonna do is to create a div with a class of mirror. So I just say mirror, and inside the class of mirror, I'm gonna put a p tag here. Then I'm gonna give it a class, and also it is text to light because we want it to its text be in white color. And inside this, we're just gonna say learn more. And after this, we're gonna pass our actual image. So I just say image. Our image is inside the images, and its name is portfolio1.jpg, and you have to also give it a class of width 100 because it just makes it looks fit in our website. So now I'm gonna save this out and take a look in our browser. You'll see that it's just looking fine, and we do not have this one, learn more, because maybe it is under the picture. To fix that, I just inspect this, and where we are inside the image. So I'm gonna select the image, and inside the images, inside the mirror, you will see that we have the p tag, and it is here exactly, and the color is white. That's the reason that we can't see it. So I'm gonna fix this out and put its hover effect to and everything else. Then I'm gonna just duplicate this and put change its images names. What are that? So inside the style.css, I'm gonna come here and select the portfolio. So I just say portfolio, and from the portfolio, select the image wrapper. So I just say image wrapper, and from there, we're gonna select the mirror. And what I'm gonna do is to set its position to, before doing that, we have to select the image wrapper itself. So I just say portfolio, from the portfolio, select the image wrapper and set its position to relative, and also give it the overflow of height hidden. So I just say overflow, and it is hidden. Then I'm gonna come here and set its position to relative, absolute, and then I'm gonna give it a width of 90%. No, I'm not gonna give it. I'm gonna give it the width of 100% and a height of 100%. Then I'm gonna give it a background, which is an RGB color, RGBA actually, and it is 19, 19, 19, and 0.5. Then from the top, it's gonna be minus actually 50% to just see it now. I will fix this when I put the hover effect. And from the left, it's gonna be also 50%. Then we're gonna get rid of the transform, translate minus 50%, and also minus 50% to just makes it come at the center of our website. Now take a look, and you'll see that nothing changed. Maybe we got the wrong class name, image wrapper, portfolio. Let me check these things. Yes, portfolio. Yeah, you see that we have this at here, and even do this top from top or width and height and these things. I'm just gonna change the width to 90% and set this to 100 and fix these things using the FlexBox. So from the top, it's gonna be minus 300 pixel, and from the left side, it's just gonna be 1%. Then I'm gonna use FlexBox to make it come at the center of our website. Display flex, justify content to center, and also align items to center. Then I'm gonna give it a letter transition, which is 0.5. Well, I got this transition because I'm gonna later give it the hover effect. Now you'll see that we do not have anything because the image is minus 300 percentage pixel, which is somewhere like here. So then now I'm gonna give the hover effect on. To get this, I'm just gonna grab this from here and paste it down here, and we say whenever we hover on image wrapper, what do we want to occur on the mirror? We want to set its top to 0, and from the top minus 30 percentage. It is pixel, not percentage. It's just gonna come to the 0 percentage, which is exactly at the center of our website. So now I'm gonna get rid of this one, and I'm gonna refresh it and move my cursor on. Oh, it should be position absolute, overflow absolute, overflow to hidden. I typed the hidden wrong. Hidden. Oh god. Now you'll see that we do not have anything there, and if I move my cursor on, it just gets like this. So to fix that, from the left I just set it to 1, and from the top display flex, justify count center, align item center, item center, width and height is also fixed. So now if I move my cursor on, it's still not fine. Maybe let me check. Mirror is fine. Yes, mirror, and also here it is mirror. Yes, relative hidden. Top to minus 300 pixel. It should be at the center of our website. It still isn't at the center of here. Justify display flex. If I don't give it a width and height, what else? So I'm not gonna get rid of this one, and here I'm also gonna get rid of this one and uncomment these out. And from the top I'm gonna set it to 50 percentage, and from the left also gonna be 50 percentage. Get rid of this comment from here and just put it here. So from the left it's gonna be 50 percentage. Now you will see that it just here at the center of our web page, and I'm gonna give it the transform translate. So uncomment this out, and you will see that it just gets at the center of our web page. And now to fix that, it got, yes, it's here, because we gave it the top of 0. Here I'm gonna set it to minus 50 percentage, and here I'm gonna set it to 0. And now you'll see that it fixed, and the transition also should work. So here I'm gonna put a comment here and get rid of this comment from here. And now if I move my cursor on, you'll see that minus, not minus, 50 percentage itself. Move my cursor on, it is here. Now we have to give it its height and width. So its height gonna be 100 percentage, and its width gonna be 100 percentage also. The background and everything else fine. Yes, it is here. We have to make the text to come at the center of our website. So I'm gonna uncomment this out and take a look. Move my cursor on, refresh it. Yes. Yeah. So get rid of this one and also this one. So now I'm gonna set its top to, by default it's gonna be to something like 300 pixel, 300 percentage, and it's gonna be, let me save it and see what is wrong here. Yes, now you'll see that it just came at the center of our web page, and it takes too much times of us. And I'm gonna just duplicate this out for a couple of times, and everything else is fine. So here our container, and we need to copy it from the column. So I'm just gonna grab this from here, copy this out, and paste it for 8 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and I think it's 8, and everything is fine. So, and after that, the only thing that we need to change is the image's name. So here I'm gonna put image 8. Yes, no, don't do it like that. And this one is 7, this one is 6, this one is 5, and this one is 4, and 3, and also this one is 2, and the first one is 1. So now you will see that everything is fine, and if I move my cursor on, it just nicely come from the top. It's just loading. Now you'll see that everything is fine, and I got these images from the website called Unsplash. So after the portfolio section, it just takes too much time of us. We have our favorite section, which is services section. So to create a services section, we have to come inside our index.html file, and at the bottom, after the portfolio section, we're going to create our services section. So I'm just going to put a comment here and say services section star and services section end. And inside this, we're going to create a section of services with a class of services, and margin from the top and bottom of 5, and then give it an ID of services. And inside this, create a container, then our h1 with a class of title, and inside the senior HTML, we're just gonna pass services. Then after this, I'm gonna put a p tag and generate some lorem, which gonna have 15 words inside itself, and then I'm gonna give the class of text to the center to put it at the center of our web page. And after this services, I'm gonna create, after this p tag, I'm gonna create a row here, and because we need a row for creating these things here. So inside this, I'm gonna put a column, and this column gonna take 4 columns of our website in medium size, and inside it's this div, I'm gonna put an I tag because I'm gonna use Font Awesome. But before doing that, we need to make sure that we bring its link to our website. To bring its link, here I've used a website called cdn.js. You have to go to cdn.js.com, and from there search for Font Awesome. And the Font Awesome that I'm going to use is this one, the first one. So grab its copy link tags. I'm just gonna copy it from here and go to the top of our website, and after the Bootstrap link, I'm gonna just paste it down here and make sure that its name is Font Awesome css all.main.css. This one gonna work for you. So after this, we have to come again to where we were coding, and here you have to have access to icons of the website. So for example, here I want to search for Facebook here. So for Facebook, you need to make sure that you have clicked it and selected the free, because most of the time it just brings you the icons that even though you can use, but you can't see that. So if I just click on this one, it just gives you an I tag with a class name like this. We also have to create something, we're gonna create something like this. I've just searched for them and copy its code, and I'm just gonna type it out for you guys. So I'm gonna put an I tag here, and inside this I'm gonna give it a class which is FAB and FA word press. Because of low connection, I didn't search much icons, but make sure that you use different sections, different icons on your website. It's just gonna create a WordPress icon for us. Then I'm gonna put an each one, and inside this each one, I'm gonna put a span here because we want this one to be a little bolder. So I just pass responsive here. Then out of this span, I'm gonna put design. And after this, I'll put a p tag here, which is gonna generate lorem with 10 words here. 10 words is less. I'm gonna do it 20. So after this, I'm gonna save this out and take a look in a browser to see if our icon is there. Come on, baby, load faster. Yes, we have our icon and we need to make things to the center of our websites and also give it the background and all those kinds of jazz. So I was gonna duplicate this out. Make sure you click this from here and paste it 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's enough. And you will see that we have 6 of them, and I'm gonna just change these columns. Even do make sure that you choose the right, because if I just search for the right icon, it just takes too much time of mine. So I put just some random icons, but you should understand. By this, you just understand how to use Phone Awesome. So for this one, it's okay. It's okay. Everything is okay. For this one, replace of WordPress. Let me check what I did here. I'm gonna put HTML. So I just say FA HTML5, and I also install an extension here called Phone Awesome codes a snippet, which just help you to type that out, and it purpose you. And the last one gonna be CSS, I guess. So CSS3. So and replace of these 3 columns, I'm just gonna duplicate this out one more time. Go to the top, get rid of this one, and grab this one, and copy it and paste it one more time. Yes. Now you'll see that it has different icons on it. Yes, it does, and we need to make sure that these are at the center and we have that background too. To do so, we need our custom CSS file. So I'm gonna go inside the custom CSS file, and at the bottom of these, I'm gonna select the services, and I'm gonna give it services a background. So its background is an image. It is inside the images, and its name is services image.jpg. Then I'm gonna use background position to center, position center. Also not like that, center, and then background size to cover, and background attachment. That just makes it to not look like a normal background and looks like this one that we have here. I don't want to go there because it just takes too much time to load. Background attachment, and it's gonna be fixed. Now you will see that we have this background here, and awesome, like this. I need to make sure that we make this bolder and this icons bigger. To do so, I'm going to select the services. I just say services. From services, select the column, medium of 4, and text align it to the center. I mean, put every text to the center. Now you'll see that just at the center, and then we have to make sure that these are in bolder. So from the services, I just say services, select the column, medium of 4, and inside that we have a span, and everything that are inside that span we want to make its a font weight to bold. Oh god, not bolder. Then I'm gonna select yes, refresh it, and you will see that these are getting bigger. I don't want to change these texts, but you could do so. Just understand how we can organize things here. I don't want to waste waste your time by just copy and pasting. And now I'm gonna make this icons bigger. To do so, from the services, select the icons and make it set its font size to 3 rem, and it just makes it bigger. Yeah. and now you'll see that these are just got bigger. And after this section, after the services section, and you'll notice that they just look like this. If I just scroll, the images just image can just like this one nicely. So after this section, we have our theme section that I've used cards here, and I really love using cards in my website to create something like this. We have to go inside our index.html file. After the services section, I'm going to put a comment here and say theme section start and theme section end. And sorry for this, and oh god, inside this create our section with a class name of a theme and a margin from the top and bottom of 5, and also give it the ID of theme. So I just say theme. And now what I'm gonna do is to create a container, and inside the container create the each one with a class of title and put our theme here, our theme. Then I'm going to create a p tag and give it a class of text to the center, and inside the senior HTML just generate a lorem with 20 words. After this p tag, I'm going to create a row. So inside this row we have the columns here which holds the cards here. So I just say a row and column, which in medium size just gonna take 4 columns of our website, and I'm gonna use cards here. To use cards, I'm gonna go inside the Bootstrap website, and here we have something cards, and inside the card I'm gonna scroll down, and the card that I've used in this tutorial is this one. So I'm just gonna copy its code from here and paste it down here. And we don't need this one. Replace of this, I'm gonna put the width of 100, and I also don't need this one, so I'm just gonna get rid of this one. And yes, then let me check what I did. I'll put text to the center in the card, so I say text center and also margin from top and bottom of 3. And yes, that then I'm gonna put an image here. So our image name is inside the images, its name is theme1, and give it this class. You can give it an alt, but I'm not gonna do it. And inside the card body, I've created an each one and put a name here. For example, Catherine Doe. I don't know if I spell it well. I'm sorry if I don't. Then at the end of this, inside the body, you need to make sure that you put a I tag here with a class name of Facebook. So I just say FAB Facebook and square, and I'm just gonna create a square Facebook. Then I'm gonna duplicate this out one more time, and here I'm gonna put YouTube. So I just say YouTube, and this just creates fun awesome icons for us. This one gonna be Twitter, not in capital, Twitter, and the last one gonna be Instagram. Now save it and take a look. Yes, we have this and this one and also this one, which is really looking fine. The only thing we have to do is to make the icons looks bigger. Gets bigger. And I'm gonna duplicate this column for a couple of times. Twice. Copy this out. Control C, left, Control C, and Control V. And we also have to change the image name, which is image3, and its name is, I don't know. Let me check what I put here. Leo Messi. Did I type Leo Messi well? Yeah, paste it down. And this one gonna be image2, and its name is this one, Shawn Leonard. La 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 ho la 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 ho la 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 ho la 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 ho la la. Yeah, these are also got fine. The only thing we have to do is to make these icons bigger. To do so, inside the theme, from the theme, select the I tag and set its font size to 3 rem. Yeah, now it gets bigger. Yes, they are bigger. If you want, you can make it smaller or change its color even. Let me check if I can change its color. So I say color, and for example, green. Yes, it's just changed like that, and I love it. So it is my first time that I'm using Boom. Awesome. So after the services section, we have our contact us section, I guess so. No, we have our testimonial. I mean, the client says about me, and I've used Cursor here. To use Cursor, we also have to go again inside Bootstrap, and from the Bootstrap, I've used something called Cursor. And before doing that, we have to create its div and row. So I'm gonna go inside our index.html file, and at the bottom of this, after the theme section, I'm gonna put a div here with a class name. Let me put a comment and say Cursor section. Can I call it section? Yes, I can. Start and cursor section, and between these I'm going to create a div. I'm not creating a section because later when we put the JavaScript, when we scroll and it just chooses different nav icon, nav link for us, and just create problem for us. So I say div, and a div name gonna have the class of client, and it's padding from the top and bottom of 5, and also its background gonna be light, and then I'm gonna give it a class of, no, I'm not gonna give it anything else. So inside this div, I'm gonna create a container fluid, and inside this I'm gonna put its h1 with a class of title, and inside the inner HTML I'm just gonna say client says about me. And after this, did I put a p tag here? No, I didn't. Now we have to use Cursor here. To do so, I'm gonna go inside the Bootstrap website, and let me check. Here we have Cursor, and the Cursor that I've used in this one. Let me check. Yes, I guess yes, I've used this one. So I'm just gonna grab its codes from here with a hover, and here I'm gonna go, and after that, I'm gonna put it, so paste it down here. Then we need to customize this. So we have our cursor here. Where's inner cursor? I'm searching that. Yeah. So yes, here we have the inner cursor, and here we can do anything we want. So I want to get rid of these images for now, these div, and also the first one from here, but not the image, actual image. Just, I mean, not this div. Make sure that you do not delete this div. So after that, I'm just gonna give the class cursor active. Inside this, I'm gonna create a row, and let me put it, and justify content to center. Also align items to center. Yes, it's center. And inside this we have to create our columns. So I just say col, and large size is just gonna take 7 columns of our website. Then I'm gonna put an h5 here and put a name here, for example Yushi Do. And after this I'm gonna put a p tag here and just say lorem, and it's just gonna generate this. And then we have to create another column. Make sure that you're out of this column. I'm going to create a column here, so just say col, and in large size, or you can put medium size. It's just going to take 5 columns of our website. And inside this I'm going to put the image, and its image name is it's inside the images, and its name is person1.jpg. Then give the class of width to 100, width of 100. Now I'm going to save this out and take a look in a browser. Yes, we have it like this, but it don't move. To fix this out, you have to make sure that you've selected the inner, I forgot this one, cursor item. Yeah, from here, not the cursor inner, I mean cursor error, do not select that, but select this one and just duplicate this div which holds our everything, I mean the row. So I'm just gonna grab it from here till here, copy it and paste it down for a couple of times, which I'm gonna do it twice, and this one gonna be 3, and also its name gonna be something else. For example, this is Yoshido, and change this one, and I'm gonna Denise Shawen. So I'm just gonna put some name here, Denise Shawn, and the second one gonna have the image name of 2, and its name gonna be what name? Catherine. Catherine Doe. I don't know English names, that's the reason that I can use it. So inside in our website, let's see, we have it like this. I messed it up. So we don't have to put this here, and also get rid of this one. So yes, now if I click on, yeah, everything is fine, and this button just not working well. You can just select this button and change its color. I'm not gonna do it in this tutorial. And that was from our client says about me, and it's really looking fine. And it just move by itself. If you even don't click on, you will see that it is moving by itself. Let me refresh it, because I just don't want to move. Yes, we have this one. Come on, baby, change faster. Yes, it just changed even though I didn't click on. So after the client section about client says about me, we have our contact us section. We're gonna create this one too. So I'm gonna come at the bottom of this and say contact section start, contact section end, and inside this create our section and give it a class of contact, and also give it the margin from the top and bottom of 5, and also padding from the top and bottom of 5, and then give it an ID, which its ID name is contact. I'm so thirsty, I don't have water here. So then what I'm gonna do is to create our container, then our h1 with a class of title. Inside the senior HTML, we're just gonna say contact. Then I'm gonna create our row. So not row, I'm gonna create a form here. It's gonna have no action. Then I'm gonna create an input type with a type of email, and its placeholder gonna be email, and I'm gonna give it a class of control form. This is a Bootstrap class, form control, and then I'm gonna duplicate this out one more time and change this one to what is it? I put name here, so this is gonna be name, actually subject we don't need, and this it's type gonna be normal text. Then I'm gonna create a text area here, so I just say text area, and it's gonna have the class of form control. Copy it from here and paste it here, and give the placeholder of message. So save it. And I forgot to put the button here, so after this section I just come here and put input type, an input tag, so I just say input, and its type gonna be submit, and then form control class form control, and then give it a btn primary, and just the color that I've used here, btn primary. Save it and take a look in the contact us section, and you will see that it's just looking like this. To fix this, we have to select, it just here, and let me put I put a container here. Everything is in a container, And for this container, I'm gonna give it a little padding to just makes it gets a little smaller. So to do that, I just come here and select the contact and give the padding of padding. Why this? I shouldn't put that. Curly brackets, padding of like 5 pixels fine, or 5 frame. I don't know. Yes, it's just looking fine. Then we have to create a little gap between these input types. To do so, I just come here and select the form, and from the form select each individual input and also the text area. So I just say text area, and here we're gonna give it a little margin, which is margin from the top of 4 pixel, and I just create a little gap for us. Then I'm gonna select the button, so I just say form, and from the form select the input type, which its type is submit. So I just say submit, and what we want to do with this input type is to just change its background to a black color. So I say black, and it's important because else it's not gonna work if you don't pass the important here. Then I'm gonna change its color to white color. Save it, and you will see that it just changed to dark color, and yes, it's fine. And is it any here we put contact us, but this one is just contact, and everything else is fine. And the last thing we have to create is this what I called footer. So to create this footer, we again have to go in our index.html file, and at the bottom come here, and after all of the section I'm going to create the footer. So I say footer, and do I have to give it any class? No, I don't. And then I'm going to create our container and set its display to flex, display flex, and also just the, let me put flex, and justify content to center. Is it center? Yes. Also align items to the center. Inside this div, what I'm gonna do is to create our each one and give the class of title, because we want to put the joy learn here. So you just say joy learn. Then after this each one, we have to create a p tag here. No, I'm not gonna put a p tag here, but I'm gonna create our social media here. So I just say icon I and give it a class of FAB, I guess so, yes, FAB, FA, Facebook, and this one gonna be some other social media, YouTube, and this one gonna be Instagram, and the last one gonna be Twitter, not Twitch, Twitter. Do I have it here? Let me check. Yes, we have these, but we have to bring it at the center. But before doing that, we have to put our p tag there too. So I just come here after the I tags, and put a p tag here and give the class of text to light. Then inside the senior HTML, we're just gonna say copy, write, add, %. I don't know if it's %, yeah, %. I don't know. And joy. Then you can put all right reserve. I don't want to do that. So everything is fine here, and everything looks well. And let me put my phone here. Then we have to its color is white. That's the reason that you can't see it. So we have to customize it using our custom CSS file. So I just select the footer, and from the footer, what I'm gonna do is to give it a background of black, because we have the black background color here, and then its color gonna be white. And after that, I'm gonna do nothing else, and text to the center. Text, not text align to center. Align to center. Yeah, these are looking like this, and I'm gonna give it a little padding. So I just say padding, and a padding gonna be 3 rem. to get rid of those space here. Yes, we got rid of them, and I'm gonna increase the size of the social media icon. So I say from the footer, select the I tags and set its font size to 4. So it just makes it bigger, and no, it's just looking ugly. 3. It's fine. Yeah. So after this, we've done with styling our website, and the other thing is lifted here is we should design 2 things here. Our navbar here, and after the navbar, we also have to install this section that we've just filled up using our custom CSS file here, this section. So I'm going to do it first, then I'm going to do this. And to do this, we have to use JavaScript. So I'm just going to come here and create our script.js file. And we need to make sure that it's connected with our HTML. So at the bottom of this, I say script, src, and I'm going to refer to script.js. Then I'm going to go inside the script.js and access the percentage and percentage value. So I say I'm going to create a variable, call it percentage, and assign it to document.querySelector, querySelector all, and we want to select all the percentage div. You remember that we've created that, and if you don't, let me show you. I'm going to search for percentage, and we're gonna access each individual percentage here. So here we have the percentage. Then I'm going to duplicate this one because we want to access the percentage value which lives inside the span tags here. See what language is that? From the percentage, select the span. And we also have to change the variable name here. So replace a percentage. I'm going to say percentage value. Then to fill this up, I just come here and say percentage from the loop through over all the percentage value, and it just call a callback function which just gives us access to each individual value and also the I tag, and it also has the third parameter where the third parameter is the array itself. So then what I'm gonna do is to access each individual percentage. So I say percentage, not percentage value, and we've looped through over all of this, and we have access to index of each individual percentage. Then I'm gonna set its style and just mess it up like this, style, and its width gonna be the value of the percentage that we get from the span. So I just say percentage value and each individual percentage value. So I just say percentage. So let me explain what I did here, and also put this like this and get rid of this one and put an equal sign here because we've used arrow function here. So we got each individual percentage here. I put value here, percentage. In my code I put value, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. So we look through overall percentage value. We got the percentage value and put it with according. We also get the percentage itself. Let me show you what I did here. We accessed each individual percentage. Yes, we did. Then we access percentage, which we got the name of percentage value here. And from there, we assign the width of this to value of this, or value of the span that we got from here. So now I'm going to save this out and take a look in a browser, and you will see that nothing changed because here we have to put the percentage, not like that, percentage. And now if I refresh it, it's still nothing changed. Percentage, span, percentage. I forgot something here. take each individual and set the width of it to style, so we don't have to put this here. I forgot to console it to see what's wrong here. And the problem is that, so did I link it up with our JavaScript? Script JS, yeah, it's also fine. And I don't know what's the problem. Percentage span, percentage value, we have access to each individual and get the percentage value each and assign it to the width of style dot width of I want to stop the video and fix this out, then I'm gonna come back. Okay guys, I'm here back, and the problem was that here you can't get the value of this. Before I was using value, if it was working, but I don't know why this time it didn't work. So replace of the value, I'm gonna put the inner HTML here, and now you will see that it just changed. It was just a simple problem here. So after this, we have to install this navbar that when we scroll, it just automatically goes to different sections. So to do that, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna put a comment here and say, I'm not gonna put any comment here, and create a variable, call it sections, and document.query document.query selector all, select all the sections, and also select the nav link. So I'm just gonna duplicate this out, and here I'm gonna put the variable name to nav bar links, and this one also gonna be a nav bar links. Don't forget to put this dot here, nav link. And then what I'm gonna do is to listen to the scroll event of window. So I'm gonna say window.add event listener, and it is a scroll event, and then I'm gonna create an arrow function here. And what I'm gonna do inside this arrow function, I'm gonna loop through over all the sections. So I'm gonna use for each here, and inside the for each we have access to each individual section, and then also its indexes. So inside this, what I'm gonna do is to write an if statement and say if window.page y offset is equal or bigger or equal to a section, we just get the position of section, offset top. Here you can also minus it to a number, but I'm not gonna do that because before it reaches to portfolio you want to select it out. So inside this if statement, I'm gonna remove and add a change. So before removing that, I'm gonna say navbar links, and each individual navbar links should have we should have the class name of change here. And I'm gonna create this class of change here because we didn't create that. So I just say change, and I'm gonna set its font size to bolder, and the background, not background, but text decoration of underline. So now I'm gonna add this out, and I'm gonna save this out. And if I refresh my web page, it is refreshing, and you will see that we are in about section, and it's selected the about section. Let me refresh it one more time, and we are in home. And now if I go in about section, it just select the about section. But the problem is you have to put the important keyword here to make it bolder. Oh god, important. So, and if I scroll down, it is home, about. It didn't make it bolder. Actually, it is not font size, it's font weight. So when that gets deeper, I can focus well. and if I scroll down, you will see that it's selected and bolded. The problem is that it do not unselect this one. To fix it out, I'm just gonna come inside our script tag, and before this we want to loop through over all of the nav links and remove it. So I say navbar links dot for each, and it gives us access to each individual navbar link. And what I'm gonna do is to call an arrow function here, and inside this arrow function we're just gonna grab this out. So copy, and replace of adding that we want to remove it, so I'm just gonna put a remove here. I mean change here, but remove method remove. So now if I save it and make sure refresh it one more time, I'm gonna go here, refresh it, remove change, class list. Yes, it's fine, it's fine. It is nav links with none of this, with no index. So now if I move my cursor on, you will see that it's selected out, and if I reach to about section, it also select this. And if you want, before it reach to, goes under our navbar, and just minus a number from it. So for example, I'm gonna put 30 here. Now before even we reach to about, it just selected out. Yes, here you can see that it just selected before. So this was from our tutorial. I'm really so tired. It is 2:23 a.m. Take care of yourself, and also this website is responsive. So if I decrease its size, you will see that everything is still looks fine. Yeah. Bye guys.